We'd love to for you to join us, but joining you while I join me, and we join together. I had it. Now it's time to talk about shooting strings. There's a ton of different ways to do it and a bunch of different shooting string setups. This is how I choose to string mine. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of the biggest things that I've found when it comes to feel in shooting strings is having the top shooting string be a heavy top nylon, and then having your shooting string underneath it. That's gonna give me the most amount of feel, and that's what I've found really works for me. You know, high school rules and college rules are now the same. We have to work with our 4-inch rule. And that says that no shooting string can fall below 4 inches from the top of the scoop. So if I've got my pocket here, what the ref will do is he'll take a measuring tape, he'll put it on the top of the scoop, pull the measuring tape down 4 inches, and if any shooting string falls below that, your pocket is illegal. So a good way to overcome that is just using 2 shooting strings. I've got my top string, I've got my triangle top, and then I've got my sidewall, the start of my sidewall pattern here, and I've got an empty sidewall hole, and that's what I'm going to use. And if you'll notice, it lines up perfectly with the next 9 diamond row. And I'm just going to simply go in through the side, and then I'm just going to weave it. I'm just going to go up and down and up and down and up and down all the way across. And I use both hands to make it a little bit easier. Making sure I've got a little bit of slack, because when I go back, I'm gonna have to tie it off in through the out, and I'm gonna weave it again. But what I'm gonna pay attention to is I wanna overlap the string as I weave it. So if I'm gonna start on the top of the string, when I come up, when I go down, I'm gonna go on the right side. So I went up on the left, down on the right. And again, up on the left side of the string, and then down on the right. Up on the left, down on the right. When I get done, I want to make sure that these 2 are even, because when I go and tie my knots, I don't want one really short string and then one really long one, you know, style points. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to weave this next shooting cord through this same row of mesh and in the same sidewall hole. And when I pull it tight, you'll see that it kind of gives it that effect of looking braided, which is just kind of a cool little aesthetic thing that you can put into your sticks. And that's, again, one of the coolest things about lacrosse is we can make it so personal as to which way I weave my strings. I used an anchor knot here, and I didn't double the knot up. I've got space to fit my shooting string and the sidewall string through the same sidewall hole. And again, I'm gonna use not the 10 diamond row, but the 9 diamond row underneath it. But what I do is I'll take my finger and I'll make sure that the string lies flat when I pull the slack out. So when I go up through on the right side, I'll take my hand that's down here and I'll make sure the string falls flat. And then down through the right side, using my finger to make sure the string lies flat. And tie a square knot. Left over right, right over left, and it makes a square. And it's a self-tightening knot. And I would cut the slack off. On this one, I'm gonna take the green strings first because they're on the bottom. I'm gonna line them up. So I tie my knot right here. I don't tie my knot over here. If I were to tie the knot over here, you can see the strings are uneven. So when I pull it up straight, the strings are even. And again, I'm gonna tie a square knot, left over right, right over left. Like that. And then I'm just gonna secure it, both strings, by just tying a knot in it. Making sure I pull all the slack out, and that knot sits right down on my square knot. Take each individual string, tighten it up, and that way, boop, they're even. Cut the shooting string, boing, to my desired length, and we are rocking and rolling, my friends. And there we go. We've got a fully tied up Pioneer. So make sure you tune in next time. I'll catch you guys a little later. I almost did it. I almost did. We'll play next time.